selling on Amazon is the simplest way to make money online today. But if you're just starting out, it can be really difficult to sift through the BS and figure out what's the good information, what are the business models that I should actually be focusing on, and what are the things that I should completely stay away from because they're going to lose me a lot of money. And if you're anything like me, I was completely lost in the beginning. I saw all my options, all of the different models that I could do, and I started thinking, okay, maybe I can import products from China, put my own brand, do my own marketing, do all of these complicated things, but this is where people are saying the money is. So maybe I should go that way. Then I started thinking, okay, maybe I should go in and out of retail stores like Walmart, Target, CVS, buy products that are branded, and then start sending them off to Amazon and make money that way. Then I started thinking, okay, why not cut off that source and just go straight to the source, buy from brands direct at a wholesale cost, and then start building my business doing the wholesale model. But I was debating back and forth for such a long time, weighing the pros and cons, just trying to get a crystal clear idea of what is the best path. Because if I have the best path, then I can just focus on implementing and making it work. So throughout that time, trying to figure out what is that best path, I lost countless hours and I lost a ton of money in the process, which is exactly what I want to help you avoid in this video. So in this video, I'm going to break down what's the easiest way to go from 0 to over 10K per month selling on Amazon as a complete beginner. And guys, this is coming from someone who has done all of the models. I've done private label, I've done retail arbitrage, I've done online arbitrage, I've done wholesale, and I tried all of those methods as a complete beginner without any prior experience. And with that experience that I now have, I'm going to tell you how to go to your first 10K month selling on Amazon in the fastest amount of time. And guys, I have a bunch of proof to show you that I can actually get this done. So this is my client Scott hitting his first 10K month. This is Chadley hitting his first 10K month after only 1 month of being in my program and implementing what he knows. And this is Davis hitting his first 10K month after only being in the program for 3 weeks, and then crushing 20K month shortly after. And there's so many other clients who just started out 1, 2, 3 weeks into my mentorship program, and they're already on their way to reaching that first 10K month. I share this with you to get you to see that I've been where you are. Countless other people have been where you are, and they have been able to make it work by following this blueprint that I'm going to share with you completely for free in this video. All right, so step 1 is establishing your Seller Central account. Now, I'm going to assume that if you're watching this video, you have already applied for a professional Seller Central account, you have been approved and verified, and you are ready to sell today. If you are not, then the first thing that you need to do is you just need to go to sellercentral.com, sign up for an account. It is really self-explanatory. Make sure you pay that $40 per month so you can get a professional selling account, and then you're off to the races and you can actually start your business. All right, guys, let's talk about step number 2, which I think is insanely important, and I don't ever hear anybody talk about this, and that is setting the vision, the goal, the destination from where you are right now and where you're trying to get to and how we're going to get there. Guys, when you start trying to build this business, you need 2 things working in your favor. 1, you need massive focus on the most important tasks that we need to do every single day to actually build this business. And number 2 is you need massive clarity. If we do not have massive clarity of where we're trying to go, we are going to be endlessly trying different paths and hoping we're going in the right direction. It's like trying to go from California to Florida, and then you're ignoring all of the street signs, you're ignoring the GPS, you're ignoring the map, and you're just doing whatever feels right and whatever your gut tells you in the moment. Well, before you know it, you're going to end up in Canada, you're going to end up in Mexico, but the last place you're going to end up is Florida. So we need to have a vision of where we're trying to go and how we're going to get there, so that then we can know exactly what we need to do on a daily basis. The first thing that you need to do is you need to pick a monetary goal. Now, I believe in having a long-term goal and a short-term goal. Long-term goal being I want to be a 6-figure seller, or I want to be a 7-figure seller. And short-term goal is I want to get my first sale, or I want to hit my first 1,000, or I want to hit my first $10,000 per month, which is the goal of this video. The reason I'm big on that 10K per month is because that is usually the first big milestone that once people hit this, they usually really start to see the potential of this business, and then their goals expand from there because now they see the possibilities that can be achieved if they actually buckle down and do the work. Now, along with your monetary goal, we need a spend goal. If we want to hit 10K per month in revenue, we need to roughly spend just over $5,000 per month, but we're going to keep it simple. We're going to say we need to spend $5,000 per month in inventory and then send them in and make sure that it sells in that 30-day period to hit 10K per month. So that would mean that we need to spend $1,250 per week or $167 per day on inventory to hit that 10K revenue goal. Break these numbers down however it fits best into your life, and then commit and get it done. Now let's get into step number 3. What is the selling model that you're going to focus on? I am big on singular focus. So I'm going to recommend you pick one model, and I'm going to tell you exactly what that is. But choosing this model, depending on your experience level, this is what's going to determine whether you actually get off the ground running, you start making some money, you get some quick wins right off the start, build that confidence that you can actually make this business work, or you pick the completely wrong model and then your business never gets off the ground, you end up giving up, and unfortunately this business never gets created. And I don't want that to be you. In the beginning, if we're talking about the simplest and easiest way to go from 0 to 10K per month, your first 10K per month, you need to start with arbitrage. Specifically online arbitrage. And I know some of you guys may have heard of online arbitrage or arbitrage in general in the past. You're like, oh, I thought the invoices didn't work, and I thought people were getting suspended, and I thought this and I thought that. Stop. All noise. It's all just noise. My clients are killing it doing wholesale and doing arbitrage, and have been for years. So all of these things that you hear, people have been saying this since back when I started in 2018. And if you can ignore the noise and let other people who are just one foot in, one foot out of this business fall prey to that noise, those are competitors that you won't even have to worry about. Okay. This business is 100% viable and people are making it work every single day. So to be clear, arbitrage is where you start, then you graduate to wholesale. And then if you're feeling dangerous, you start going into private label in that order. And if you don't know what arbitrage is, essentially in a nutshell, there's two different versions of it. Retail arbitrage, you're going physically in and out of stores to buy inventory, then you bring it back and you send it off to Amazon. Online arbitrage, which is where I recommend all of you guys start, is you are shopping online. So Walmart, Target, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, online on their websites. You buy inventory, you can send it to yourself, prep all that stuff, send it off to Amazon, or you can send it to a prep center who then takes over from there, preps all your things, ships it off to Amazon, and then Amazon makes them available for sale. And the best part is that we're buying products that everybody already knows. Products with built-in demand. Products like Nike, Nintendo, Mattel, Adidas. These brands have spent decades and millions of dollars marketing and advertising and building trust with their customer base, and we can go and capitalize on that by sourcing that inventory that we know is going to sell because people are already searching for it, they already know it, they recognize it, and they trust it. This is the complete opposite of doing private label. Private label requires you to go import products from China based off of a guesstimation that hopefully it will sell because you see another product that is very similar, that is of a different brand, that has a different customer base, and then you're going and you're marketing that product that you imported from China, you're getting it through customs, you're creating a listing, getting a UPC, you're marketing, you're advertising, you're taking photos, you're completely starting a product from scratch. Essentially, you are recreating the wheel and hoping that it works. With arbitrage and wholesale, you do not have to do that. You're capitalizing on the work that the brands have already done, and we are selling those exact products that we know for a fact will sell. Now, the reason I want you to start with online arbitrage instead of retail arbitrage is because retail arbitrage is great because you can go right after this video, you can go into a store, potentially find a product, bring it back to yourself, and then ship it off to Amazon within the same day, honestly, within the same couple of hours after watching this video. But the problem with retail arbitrage is that you're never really learning good product research because everything is on your phone on a whim, and you're just making a decision based off of that time in that moment, whether that product is a good seller or not, and not making a decision off of whether that product is a good seller all year round. If you're doing online arbitrage, you have time, you're at home, you're looking at all the softwares, very clear, you have a very clear picture of the data that we have at our fingertips. That's going to help us make good buying decisions. Once you do that for some time, you can then supplement some retail arbitrage in there for some quick flips or, some profitable finds that you may have. But that is why I want you guys to start with online arbitrage if we're talking about the easiest and best way. I want you guys to hit 10K, but I want you to hit 10K profitably, which is more important. Now let's talk about step number 4, which is the software stack. So there are a ton of softwares on the market. It seems like there's a new software coming out every single day. But if we cut through the BS, there's only 2 real softwares that we need to hit our first 10K per month. And realistically, these 2 softwares can take you much further than that if you really wanted to. Because of this fact, I always get bummed out when I have people reach out to me and they're like, hey Marvin, can I get into your one-on-one? Can you help me out? I'm trying to get to this point. And they have 0 experience, 0 sales, yet they have have $500 in monthly software costs. They have a warehouse, they have employees, they have VAs. And I'm just like, guys, where are you getting your information? You only need 2 softwares. It'll cost you less than $50 per month. And these are the 2. You're going to need Keepa, which is going to tell you all of the data that you need when you're evaluating products. So it'll tell you, is this product on a price spike? Is Amazon dominating the listing? Are you even going to get any sales? Is this product even profitable? Okay, it's going to give you all of the data that you need to make those decisions. And there's a ton that I can talk about when it comes to Keepa, but I've gone ahead and made a 45-minute video showing you exactly how to do product research the right way so that you focus on buying winning products and not losing products. This is the best Keepa video on YouTube, so you can check it out after this video. I'll leave it down below in the description. Now, the second software that you're going to need is a profit and loss calculator like Selleramp. Selleramp not only tells you the most important thing, which is this product going to make me money or is this product going to lose me money? But it also gives you the ability to storefront stock really efficiently, which we're going to be talking about later on. But this is it. These are the only 2 softwares that you need. Do not get distracted by all of these other software companies coming at you telling you, hey, we're going to help you make more money. This business helped this guy make more money. All noise, all distractions. We have one singular purpose in this video, which is getting you from where you are to getting you to 10K per month. And that is all that we care about. And these are the only 2 things that you need right now. All right, so now let's talk about step number 5, which is product sourcing. This is the most important part of your business if you're starting with online arbitrage. So now you know that you're doing online arbitrage. You have Keepa, you have Selleramp. Now what do? How do we find our first product? Where do we even start? I have all of this great information, but how do I actually take that first step forward? This actually trips up a lot of people for some reason. I think they're just overthinking it. When it comes to you finding your first initial starting point, the best way to do it is just find something that you're interested in, or find something that you have some expertise in, or just find a sale. Find a brand that you know sells well, and then you're going to storefront stock. That is the method that you're going to choose when you start looking for inventory. We're going to be storefront stocking, which means that we are capitalizing on the product research that other sellers have already done, and then we're going to be finding a lot of inventory that way, which I'm going to show you exactly how to do right now. What we're going to do is we're going to go over to Amazon.com and we're going to type in a brand that we know arbitrage sellers like to source. So everybody wants to get into selling Nike, so that's exactly what I typed in, and this usually leads us to a lot of good results. Now we're also using Amazon DS Quick View, which is going to give us this feature right here. And it's going to be able to qualify, disqualify which listings we're actually going to look further into. So if, let's say this listing said Amazon FBA and no FBA sellers, then we wouldn't want to jump on this listing, or we wouldn't even want to start sourcing it because Amazon dominates it, right? But this one over here says 8+ sellers and no Amazon. So then we're going to click on it and look at it further. Now, what we can do from here is that we can go and start sourcing this product right here and try to find it at a profitable price, or we can go over to our Selleramp Chrome extension. We can scroll down to the sellers selling this specific product, and then we can go and capitalize on the product research that they have already done by looking at their storefronts. Now, when you're looking at which sellers you want to storefront stock, you want them to have some seller rating, but not too much, right? So if it's somebody who has, 3,000, 5,000, something like really, really high, they're probably sourcing products at a price that you're not going to be able to compete with. So let's go and look at Distribution X, their storefront. They have 63 seller rating. So then once we click on it, then it's going to take us to the Selleramp website, and it's going to give us way more details about their storefront so that we can actually go and storefront stock really efficiently. Now I'm going to give you a very brief rundown of what we're looking at here, and then we're going to dive right into a product that I already found for you guys so that we can make this process a little bit faster. So you can either source by brand, like let's say I only want to focus on Nike, I would just click on Nike and all of the Nike products are going to pop up. Let's say I only want to focus on beauty and personal care, I would click on this and I would start sourcing what they have in beauty and personal care, or I would go down the list one by one, clicking load more, and then sourcing in that manner. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that you want to qualify and disqualify as fast as possible. So let's say the buy box price currently right now is $21.20, and let's say this seller was selling their product at like $39, right? Probably not going to be a product that we want to look further into because they're not even close to being competitive in the buy box. Also, if you see that over here on the Keepa screenshot, if Amazon just completely dominates the listing, probably going to be something that we don't want to look into unless we want to see if Amazon shares the buy box, but it is going to slow you down. Now, what we have here is we have the current sales rank, we have the max cost that we need to buy it at to be profitable at this buy box price. We have all of the offers, 17 FBA sellers, 4 FBM sellers, and we have the current stock and just a screenshot in time of Keepa, and then we have what this seller is selling their product at. Okay, so what we're going to do from here is that we can then click on the Google button, and then it will take us to all of the listings on Google that maybe we can find from a different retail website, and then it's going to give us the Amazon listing that we can click on to then evaluate the data even further. So I've already gone through this seller's storefront very briefly to speed things up for you guys. So we're going to look at this Havalon knives, and we can see that it's a 60A stainless steel, and it's a 12 count that we need to find. So we go over to Google, and we can see that we have these listings available to us right here, but they're just really overpriced. So this one is a 12 count, exactly what we're looking for, but $40. This one's $35. But Shields has it for $10. So we come on over to Shields, and this is the exact product that we are looking for. It's the exact match to Amazon. It is a 12 count as well, and it's selling for $10 currently. Using Rebates Me, as far as cash back goes, we can get 10% off. So that's going to knock down $1 from here, assuming that you're using a prep center in a tax-free state, which I'm going to be talking about later on in the video. That would save us $1. So let's say with prep cost, we're getting this out the door for $11 just to be safe. So we'd go back to this listing, we'd enter $11. Current sale price, we're making $2.51 at 22% ROI. And then we would further evaluate the product. But that, in a nutshell, is exactly how you're going to go and start sourcing. You're going to go to Amazon, type in a brand that you know arbitrage sellers are going to source, like Nike. Then you would go and find the product that you want to look further into. And then you would start storefront stocking the sellers on that listing. All right, step number 6, we need an ungating strategy. I am big on ungating. I have been big on ungating since the very beginning because I think it is a very important part of the business. Not the most important part. The most important part is product sourcing, but it's definitely up there on the most important tasks because it is the ability to manufacture opportunity on the platform. Ungating, in a nutshell, is simply where Amazon has restricted brands in certain products and certain categories, certain subcategories from everybody being able to sell them. So in order for you to get ungated and be able to sell them on the platform, you will need to provide Amazon with an invoice or whatever requirements they are requesting. And once you do that, you will then be ungated in that brand, subcategory, category, or specific ASIN that you want to sell. This is super valuable because if you're starting out, you're brand new, you haven't even hit your first 10K month, you are starting at the same place where everybody else is. So I like to use this example. Let's say we have 2 different people. Person A can sell anything that they can find, but of only one brand. They are going to be severely limited on how much they are actually able to find and then go and sell. Person B can sell any product that they find, but they have access to 20 different brands. One is obviously going to have the clear advantage. Now, what ungating does is it presents an immediate barrier of entry. And if you can keep getting past all of those barriers of entry, the amount of competition that you're going to see on the other side is a fraction of the amount of competition that you're going to see at the very start of the race. So ungating and having an ungating strategy for whatever niche and categories that you're diving into is super important. But with that being said, keep it on top of mind, but make sure that you're still sourcing products every single day and you're not getting slowed down by just focusing on ungating. You can get ungated in every single brand, every single category, every single restricted product on Amazon. But if you're not sourcing inventory, being ungated doesn't mean anything. Now, if you don't know how to get ungated, I actually already have an ungating video on YouTube. It is the best one on the platform. It's going to take you from beginner to expert in one video, and you can go ahead and watch that after we finish this video. But let's talk about step number 7, which is using a prep center. Now, in the beginning, you're going to be prepping and labeling everything and sending it off to Amazon all yourself. But you're going to quickly realize that after the first couple of shipments, and especially once you start placing bigger and bigger orders, this is a really time-consuming task that we want to eliminate altogether. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a prep center in a tax-free state, and we're going to allow them to take over that part of the business. This is the first thing that you're going to automate in your business. Now, the reason that we're going to be using a prep center in a tax-free state is because when we're doing online arbitrage, if we're buying inventory from a retail website, depending on where we're sending that inventory, we're either going to get taxed or we're not, or we're going to get taxed a certain percentage. So I'm in California, so I get charged 7.25 sales tax every time I buy a product. But if I send that same product over to my prep center in Oregon, I am avoiding that sales tax fee altogether. And not only is it making my product more profitable, but I'm also not having to prep it myself or package it myself and send it off to Amazon. So that's why having a prep center in a tax-free state is very advantageous. Now I'm going to recommend you do everything that I talked about in this video until you hit your first 10K per month. Once you hit 10K per month, you're going to have a fork in the road. You're going to have a decision to make. You can either keep doing what you're doing, stick to online arbitrage and focus on scaling it, add a couple things so that it makes things a lot easier, and then you actually grow this to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60K per month. Or option B, you're going to start transitioning into wholesale and buying products in bulk, some of the same products that you're buying online arbitrage, but now you're buying it from distributors or brands direct, and then you're starting to scale your business that way. If you're going to stick to online arbitrage, go ahead and watch this video. And if you're going to start transitioning over to wholesale, go ahead and watch this video. Also, if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, like all of the sellers that I showed you getting quick results in the beginning, go ahead and click that first link in the description, join the program while it is still open. It is going to close very soon, but as of right now, you can get in. And I will see you guys in that next one.